Hi there, welcome back. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to develop an almost instinctive dislike for you, even when you've done nothing to warrant it? The feeling that no matter how you act, there's always someone who appears to look at you with thinly veiled resentment can be both confusing and unsettling. Understanding this phenomenon is not merely an exercise in curiosity. It can be a crucial step in managing complex social dynamics. People's negative feelings toward us often spring from their personal insecurities, values, and even past experiences. Here, we explore the 9 most common reasons behind these aversions, aiming to bring clarity to a perplexing yet universal experience. We would also like to meet you with your ideas in the comments section, which will guide your experience and search when you watch this video to the end. Number 1. Envy and jealousy, the poisonous roots of resentment. One of the most prevalent and deeply rooted reasons someone may feel an aversion towards you is envy or jealousy. These intense emotions can act like poisons, corroding what might have otherwise been positive relationships. When envy and jealousy come into play, admiration can quickly turn into resentment, and respect may transform into bitterness. But why does this happen? Envy and jealousy often arise when someone perceives something in you that they wish they possessed themselves, something that they believe lies beyond their reach. This sense of lack could stem from any number of factors, such as your professional success, personal achievements, unique personality traits, or even your lifestyle. At its core, jealousy often mirrors an individual's dissatisfaction with their own circumstances. Rather than drawing inspiration from your achievements or feeling joy for your success, they perceive these qualities as a reflection of their own inadequacies. Instead of addressing their sense of lack or improving their situation, they may develop bitterness, directing it outward rather than inward. In severe cases, envy can escalate to active resentment, with individuals feeling compelled to bring you down. They may resort to tactics like spreading gossip, slandering your reputation, or even attempting to sabotage your efforts. By undermining you, they seek to ease their own pain, hoping to level the playing field in their favor. This negativity may surface as subtle criticisms or, in more extreme instances, as outright hostility. What's essential to understand, however, is that envy and jealousy are, at their root, internal struggles within the envious person themselves, not issues with you or your accomplishments. It can be easy to start questioning yourself or to take on feelings of guilt, but it's vital to remember that these emotions are the responsibility of the one experiencing them. Your achievements should not be muted or minimized because others feel unable to address their personal insecurities. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius famously advised, it's wise to let go of the things beyond your control, and the feelings of others certainly fall into that category. Envy and jealousy from others are not issues you can solve or soothe. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the aspects within our power, our own actions, thoughts, and responses. Learning to recognize envy and jealousy as external issues helps in handling these situations with poise and perspective. Navigating the tangled emotions of others without letting them affect your inner peace is an invaluable skill, especially when it comes to sustaining your growth and sense of self-worth. Number 2, misunderstandings and ineffective communication. Even seemingly minor misunderstandings have the potential to breed long-lasting resentment. When communication falters, small mistakes or missteps can easily be interpreted as disrespect, creating tensions that might otherwise never have existed. At the core of these misunderstandings often lies a discrepancy between the intended meaning of a message and the way it is received. Something as simple as a misinterpreted word, a perceived offhand remark, or a tone of voice can be enough to give rise to negative feelings. For instance, an innocent comment may be read as condescending, or a lighthearted joke might be taken too seriously, causing offense. These misunderstandings can stem from cultural differences, personal sensitivities, or even just a bad day. Ineffective communication further exacerbates these issues. If we fail to clearly express our thoughts and emotions, misunderstandings become more likely, leaving others guessing our intentions. This can be particularly damaging when they interpret our actions or words as uncaring or dismissive. On the flip side, a lack of active listening also fuels misunderstandings. When people don't take the time to truly understand one another, assumptions start to build, and judgments are formed based on incomplete or incorrect information. Someone may harbor resentment towards you simply because they believe you meant harm, even if that was far from your intention. This can create a vicious cycle. Resentment grows based on misunderstandings, and the resulting tension makes open and honest communication even more difficult. Recognizing misunderstandings and ineffective communication as common triggers for resentment helps mitigate their impact. To prevent these negative feelings from festering, strive for clarity and openness in all interactions. It's equally important to extend patience and compassion, offering others the benefit of the doubt when something feels unclear. By fostering clear communication and approaching ambiguity with understanding, we can reduce the risk of misinterpretations spiraling into undue hostility. Number 3. Differences in core values and beliefs. Our values and beliefs shape our perceptions, guiding how we make decisions, interpret events, and interact with the world. When these deeply ingrained values clash, it can lead to tension and conflict. These differences range from political stances and religious beliefs to work ethics and lifestyle choices. When someone strongly believes their values are right, anyone who holds a different perspective can seem like an adversary or even a threat. These differences are intensified by the natural human tendency to view others through the lens of personal values, a phenomenon that can lead to an us versus them mentality. This dynamic can quickly escalate simple disagreements into full-fledged animosity. Political and religious differences often serve as prime examples of these tensions, with people becoming defensive or hostile toward those whose beliefs challenge their worldview. When people interpret these differences as a challenge to their identity, the conflict becomes more than a matter of differing opinions. In such cases, it's not simply a question of beliefs, but a perceived battle between values that feel intrinsic to who we are. Without a willingness to bridge these gaps, these differences can fuel deeply rooted resentment, particularly when stereotypes and assumptions are allowed to flourish. The Stoics remind us that individual beliefs are shaped by a unique combination of personal experiences, upbringing, and social influences. Each person's perspective is valid within the context of their own life. This philosophy encourages tolerance and understanding, reminding us that different perspectives can enrich our own experiences. Accepting that not everyone will see the world as we do, and that this diversity is valuable, can be a powerful step towards greater harmony and understanding.
Dear listeners, we want to use your opinions as guidance for our videos, so you can send us your positive or negative opinions in the comments section. If your opinion about our content is positive, you can write 0 if not 1 in the comments section. I also see that we have new subscribers who have just joined us. We would like to welcome you with a sweet welcome. Can those who have just subscribed write "I subscribed" in the comments section?
Number 4. Influence of rumors and gossip. The viral nature of misinformation. One of the most damaging forces that can shape others' perceptions of you is the influence of rumors and gossip. Malicious whispers, especially those that are exaggerated or entirely false, can have a long-lasting impact, infecting others' opinions and often preventing them from seeing the truth. Unfortunately, once a rumor takes hold, it can rapidly distort your image, creating a barrier to authentic relationships and genuine understanding. Rumors are particularly dangerous because they are often spread without any real basis in fact, yet people tend to believe them. Human nature leans toward believing what is sensational or fits existing biases, and this inclination only fuels the spread of harmful narratives. When someone hears a rumor that resonates with their preconceived notions or suspicions, they may accept it as truth without seeking further information. This tendency to believe rumors, despite the lack of evidence, fosters a toxic environment where you are judged and criticized without any opportunity to defend yourself. Moreover, once a rumor is in circulation, it's extremely challenging to counteract. The rumor often grows with each retelling, with new details added to make it more sensational. People are naturally drawn to scandalous stories, making it difficult to redirect attention to the truth. The damage caused by these narratives can range from mild social discomfort to severe impacts on your career or personal life, depending on the nature of the rumor and the extent of its spread. In facing rumors, authenticity, and integrity become your strongest defenses. Maintaining your truth, staying consistent in your character, and allowing your actions to speak for themselves can eventually disprove the malicious narratives. While it may take time, truth and sincerity often outlast falsehoods. Stoicism teaches us the power of resilience, encouraging us to remain grounded in our values despite the misrepresentations of others. Number 5. Personal insecurities and projection, the shadows of inner struggles. Personal insecurities are often at the heart of interpersonal resentment, although their role is not always obvious. People who struggle with self-doubt or unresolved personal issues may inadvertently project these feelings onto others, particularly those who seem to lack these struggles. This projection serves as a defense mechanism, enabling them to deflect attention from their insecurities by focusing on external targets. Projection occurs when someone unconsciously attributes their own undesirable qualities or emotions to someone else, effectively making that person a stand-in for their internal struggles. For example, if someone feels insecure about their physical appearance, they might direct their jealousy towards someone who appears confident and self-assured. Rather than addressing these feelings within themselves, they redirect the negative energy outward, transforming admiration into resentment. In some cases, this projection can create intense feelings of animosity. Those who grapple with insecurities often perceive others as a threat, particularly when those others exhibit qualities or achievements they feel they lack. Instead of seeing these successes as sources of inspiration, they see them as reminders of their own perceived deficiencies. This defensiveness leads to a form of resentment that's difficult to address, as it is rooted in their internal struggles rather than anything you have done. Understanding this dynamic can be incredibly liberating. Recognizing that another's negative emotions may be a projection of their insecurities helps you avoid internalizing their hostility. Stoicism teaches us to separate ourselves from the judgments of others, emphasizing that we are not defined by their perceptions. When we maintain this detachment, it becomes easier to respond to such negativity with empathy, realizing that the person's resentment is a reflection of their own struggles. Number 5. Personal insecurities and projection, the shadows of inner struggles. Personal insecurities are often at the heart of interpersonal resentment, although their role is not always obvious. People who struggle with self-doubt or unresolved personal issues may inadvertently project these feelings onto others, particularly those who seem to lack these struggles. This projection serves as a defense mechanism, enabling them to deflect attention from their insecurities by focusing on external targets. Projection occurs when someone unconsciously attributes their own undesirable qualities or emotions to someone else, effectively making that person a stand-in for their internal struggles. For example, if someone feels insecure about their physical appearance, they might direct their jealousy towards someone who appears confident and self-assured. Rather than addressing these feelings within themselves, they redirect the negative energy outward, transforming admiration into resentment. In some cases, this projection can create intense feelings of animosity. Those who grapple with insecurities often perceive others as a threat, particularly when those others exhibit qualities or achievements they feel they lack. Instead of seeing these successes as sources of inspiration, they see them as reminders of their own perceived deficiencies. This defensiveness leads to a form of resentment that's difficult to address, as it is rooted in their internal struggles rather than anything you have done. Understanding this dynamic can be incredibly liberating. Recognizing that another's negative emotions may be a projection of their insecurities helps you avoid internalizing their hostility. Stoicism teaches us to separate ourselves from the judgments of others, emphasizing that we are not defined by their perceptions. When we maintain this detachment, it becomes easier to respond to such negativity with empathy, realizing that the person's resentment is a reflection of their own struggles. Number 7. Competition or rivalry, when healthy competition turns toxic. In various aspects of life, whether in the workplace, social circles, or even within families, competition is a common experience. In its healthiest form, competition can serve as a powerful motivator, encouraging personal growth and the pursuit of excellence. However, when competition becomes obsessive or toxic, it can easily turn into a source of resentment, with individuals focusing on diminishing others rather than improving themselves. This transition from healthy rivalry to animosity often stems from insecurities or past disappointments that make some people feel threatened by the success of others. When rivalry intensifies, it can give rise to a toxic mindset where personal achievement becomes secondary to surpassing or even sabotaging another person's progress. This type of competition usually escalates when one party perceives the other's achievements as a reflection of their own inadequacies or as a direct challenge to their self-worth. In such cases, the focus shifts from striving for personal excellence to attempting to defeat or outshine the other. This behavior may manifest in actions like spreading rumors, discrediting others, or even attempting to undermine their work. Competition-based resentment is particularly common in highly competitive fields or environments where achievements are publicly recognized. People who feel overlooked or underappreciated may direct their frustration toward others who receive accolades, viewing their success as something undeserved or as an obstacle to their own progress. As Marcus Aurelius observed, unchecked rivalry can lead to destructive behaviors that not only harm the targeted person, but also erode the character of the individual harboring these negative emotions. Recognizing when competition has turned into resentment is essential for preserving healthy relationships and a positive environment. In these situations, focusing on personal development and maintaining one's integrity can serve as a reminder that true success doesn't require the failure of others. Stoicism teaches us to direct our energy towards self-improvement and to celebrate our progress rather than obsessing over the achievements of others. Understanding that rivalry can stem from someone's feelings of inadequacy can help us approach these situations with empathy while protecting ourselves from the negative influence of toxic competition. Number 8. Cultural or social differences. The challenges of diversity in relationships. Living in a diverse world brings both opportunities and challenges. Cultural, social, and economic differences shape people's worldviews, values, and behavior. While this diversity enriches our lives, it can also create misunderstandings and friction, especially when people fail to recognize or appreciate these differences. What might be acceptable or respectful in one culture may be perceived as offensive or inappropriate in another, leading to a disconnect that can quickly develop into resentment. Cultural differences influence everything from communication styles to personal values. For instance, people from more individualistic cultures might prioritize personal achievement and independence, while those from collectivist cultures may value community and collaboration. Without mutual understanding, these differences can lead to judgments and misinterpretations. Social and economic backgrounds also play a role. Someone who has experienced privilege may not fully understand the challenges of someone from a less advantaged background, and this lack of awareness can come across as insensitivity or arrogance. In many cases, cultural differences lead to stereotypes and snap judgments, which create emotional barriers that hinder empathy and mutual respect. This disconnect often results in people viewing each other through a biased lens, interpreting actions or attitudes based on assumptions rather than understanding. When left unchecked, these biases can lead to hostility and resentment, as each side fails to recognize the other's perspective. Approaching cultural and social differences with openness and a willingness to learn can help mitigate these negative feelings. Practicing tolerance, asking questions, and seeking to understand the cultural context behind behaviors or beliefs can pave the way for stronger, more positive interactions. By appreciating the diversity in perspectives, we not only foster better relationships, but also expand our own understanding of the world. Stoicism encourages us to view the world through an objective lens, reminding us that our initial judgments are often incomplete, and that empathy and understanding are powerful tools for connecting with others. Number 9. Past negative experiences, or unresolved trauma. The lingering shadows of the past. Sometimes, the reason behind someone's dislike for you has little to do with you personally, and more to do with their own past experiences. People who have been hurt, betrayed, or disappointed in the past may unconsciously project these feelings onto new relationships, interpreting neutral actions or words as potential threats. This tendency to carry emotional baggage can be particularly challenging, as it often leads to mistrust and hostility that feel misplaced or undeserved. For instance, someone who has experienced betrayal in a previous friendship or relationship might approach new interactions with suspicion, interpreting even innocent behavior as a red flag. This defensiveness can escalate into resentment, especially if they feel vulnerable or exposed. The unresolved emotions tied to their past experiences can create a distorted view, leading them to interpret neutral or positive actions through a negative lens. Without realizing it, they may be reliving their past pain in current relationships, creating a barrier to genuine connection and mutual understanding. Understanding that people's reactions are often shaped by their past traumas can help you approach these situations with empathy and patience. Recognizing that their hostility may be more about their history than your actions allows you to respond compassionately while maintaining healthy boundaries. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we cannot control the emotions or past experiences of others, but we can choose our response. Approaching these interactions with understanding rather than frustration helps to keep our own peace intact while allowing space for them to work through their struggles if they choose to. Final thoughts: navigating the complexities of negative feelings in relationships. As we journey through life, it's inevitable that we'll encounter individuals who, for reasons beyond our control, harbor negative feelings towards us. Understanding the root causes of these feelings, from envy and jealousy to past traumas and cultural differences, allows us to navigate these complexities with wisdom and compassion. The Stoic principles of self-reflection, resilience, and focusing on what lies within our control are invaluable tools for managing these dynamics without losing our inner peace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of human emotions and social interactions. If you found this discussion meaningful, please remember to like the video and share it with others who may benefit. And if you haven't yet, subscribing our Stoic Horology for more on how ancient wisdom can guide us through today's challenges. Your support not only fuels our mission to share this knowledge, but also builds a community of resilience, empathy, and understanding. We're excited to have you on this journey with us.